Hello, my name is Jose Martinez. I live in Waterbury, Connecticut. I was born in Puerto Rico. I was brought to the South Bronx in New York City until I was like around 12, 13 that we moved to Connecticut. While in the South Bronx, I had an older brother. He would always be sketching with the marker and watercolor. I started bit in dabbing. I started collecting comic books. I used to go out and shovel snow, make a couple bucks because I wanted to buy the latest DC Batman. At the time, there was this artist called Neil Adams. The way he drew his character and the story of Batman were interesting to me. Good fighting villain type of story. At that time, there was also graffiti being started. That's what I saw in my neighborhood. I was out there, I was a kid. I wanted to put my name on the trains too. In our neighborhood, the 6th train used to go all the way through Manhattan to Brooklyn. So you can put your name on there, send whatever you're gonna say, it goes all the time, see it. The graffiti scene, a lot of comic book, Indie Warhol, those things were all incorporated. I was brought to Connecticut. I got hired, I think I was turning 15, skipped school one day to draw a sign for a restaurant that was opening. So I went and worked on it. And when I finished, he didn't want to pay me, so I had to get my stepfather. He worked at the refuse department. He went down, I got paid. Later on, he changed, treated me very bad. My mother said, he's only mad because he works 40 hours a week busting his ass, and you got $600 for what you were doing in one day. I used to sneak out of the house. I would go down to the library. They had the art department in the back over there, and I would sit back there and look through all the books. A lot of the stuff I couldn't understand, but I wanted to learn how to do that. Try to teach myself and educate myself. I got married, I got divorced, that hit me hard. I started drinking and drugging. I suffer from a mental disability from my family. I didn't know what was going on, so I substituted the pain with alcohol. I stopped drawing for like almost 20 years, through a lot of rehabs in a lot of places. I ended up, I see here in Waterbury, in a daze, but there was something about this place. They would invite me to mending arts. I used to draw, but trying to fix everything my way with the beer and the alcohol. They made you look inside you, and they helped me look inside, man. And that's why I say, man, everybody has it in them to create. Because I'm trying to say something to help out others. We're all sharing the same road, but if I can pull you aside and tell you, look, man, don't fall into that hole. Because I felt that. It gave me the name Funk because some murals and some trains I did, they had a lot of color with a lot of pop. The way I like to draw is to put things in your face. I try to make out a two-dimensional surface a 3D effect, and I place a lot of different things that mean certain things. To me, it's not just a beautiful picture. Man, it's what it says. Story of the struggles. He's like a little bit of hip-hop homeboy back in the days in the Bronx. Anything Spunk would draw would come to life, and he would get into that universe. And when he goes to these different realms with the help of technology, he finds other characters in different times. Through ancient times, they were very advanced at the beginning of the fights for the good versus the evil. What they're doing through jumping through these realms and these times, gathering each other up, is to try to not be a superhero or a god, but to assist stopping some of that stuff so it won't happen in their future time. Called refuerzos. Refuerzos in Spanish means reinforcement. That was done when Puerto Rico started getting these earthquakes and started going through the pandemic also. My brother-in-law has a church in Yauco there in Puerto Rico. So I put him there preaching out, trying to get some reinforcements. This is fighter angels coming in to defend and help the land, Puerto Rico, which I'm from. Things we don't see, but they're there. Like an ongoing battle for me, facing our giants. There's this character in manga called One Punch Man. What he does is he knocks his opponents out with just one punch. What's coming against you may look big and troublesome, shiny armor, the best stuff. That's okay because of the faith that you have. And here's this guy with just strong faith and just one little stone, but he takes his giant out. The giant represents this ongoing battle with us facing our giants. Spunk tells us this is winter 2020. He's drawing snowflakes. He's in his room. Spunk may look dark and he's got the hoodie hat. I'm trying to represent what he's been through, a little roughed up. He finds this older man shoveling, nothing to eat. He offers him a noodle cup. In the time of giving, was done around Christmas time. I was introducing a character, a female character. She's also an artist. This is where they met. Springtime message of two artists that get along because they're on the same page and same level. She ends up turning into an art teacher, but this is where they met. Snuck up on her on the train tracks, and she was doing a wall in the train yard there. He got a little upset with them. What are you doing here? That's how they met. Smile was done at the time when the pandemic was starting. We were all locked in. To me, that means like smile, man, because everybody's a little upset. So it's just like take your mask off and smile. No matter what's happening around us, maybe we might be surrounded by dangerous things, negative things, destruction. In his case, he's down there where he is. You can see the city is all ruined. Everything's cracked. There's nothing left bare down there. The trees, they're branching off into somewhere new, somewhere that he wants to get to. I thought it didn't know where left but up, because when you find yourself in a situation like that, even in our minds, we can get away. I'm trying to show that we can get away. In that injustice picture, you see him and the violence, and you see the police officer, but there's an all-seeing eye up there because they're spiritual based, and people want to look and see Jesus or a scene from way back with the robes and stuff. No, I'm trying to show it. What would it look like now? I choose this popular manga, cartoony comic style for the younger generation only to attract. Why I have their attention there, I can deliver the message what I'm trying to say. The guy's destroying and burning the place, a lot of negativity that was going on. When this happened, it was just before the George Floyd incident, but there's a seeing eye up there. And on the sides, those old scrolls, sort of like Bible verses, literature written in old time. The temptation of Christ, we all get tempted by evil force. The city down represents, it's all made out of gold because supposedly he was tempted. But what that means to me is, what is it good to a man to gain so many things and then lose his soul for? That's when I started studying the Egypt art. I know pharaohs probably didn't look like that in those days, but according to what the stories from the hieroglyphs, that's how I see the pharaohs. Strong, magical. They called them gods, but I know they weren't really gods, but to them in their language. There were a lot of things getting in the way. I think that we all face this opposition, and that's that monster is this opposition. There's a warrior there with this big staff, and the staff is our faith and our ways of believing against these things. You have anybody ever really seen an angel? He was the one who fought Lucifer. That's my Archangel Michael's job. I thought it was the children, so there's children back there protecting this younger generation. Things don't look so good right now, and you know what the snake is there. It's just what I think of Connecticut in the wintertime. There's a cardinal in the foreground. There's the moose stuck in the snow, but there's a dove way up in the right-hand corner. That's that little sign of hope thing I'm trying to put in these. It was like 3 days of beautiful weather. I started looking around. To me, in my head, that's what it looked like. Why do it in a way that we see it all the time? Why not see it from a celestial type of vision? It's the same, but it's different. For now, I'm using alcohol-based markers with the wax colored pencils, fine liners, brush pens, and opaque marker. I was experimenting. I have bad eyesight. So what I'm trying to do is putting lights in front of dark so they can stand out, and vice versa, things like that. When I was told, if you're feeling better, if you have something that you want to say, just say it, or something that you want to do, you can do it. That it's a leap of faith, to take a giant leap of faith. If you don't take that step, you're never going to know. If you lose, well, then at least you know, right? It's a learning thing for me, all of this. Years back, I was sneaking into a subway station in 3 a.m. in the dark, spraying on a train that cost millions of dollars, inhaling all that paint. I don't have much fancy art supplies. Who needs them anyway? The cave people back in the days were drawing with plants and stuff that's still there today. They always spoke of sky people. They always spoke of stars. They didn't have nothing to look out there, no telescope or anything. You gotta figure that stuff out. Sometimes maybe we have to go back and find out what we need to know to go a little bit more forward. If you're going to do it, say something that have it mean something. And what I'm doing is I'm just trying to take it further. I have pretty dark backgrounds. It's a balance. Everything is a balance. So in my art, I try to put what it looks like. I'm trying to explain to you that is there, that is trying to harm you. But also in there, if you look, there's a more positive way. Everywhere you look is art. Everything was created for something. It's beautiful.